Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew a double layered handkerchief skirt for a child of 4 years. And I'll be using a piece of black fabric of 36 inches on both ends. Yeah, 36 inches as you can see on both ends. And I've got two black fabric placed together. So first I will fold the fabric in half on both sides. So I will start by folding it this way and then turn it. I will also fold it again this way. So right now, this is what we've got. Next, I will mark the waistline. The child waistline measurement is 22 inches. Dividing 22 inches by 4 gives 5.5 inches. So this is how I do it. I just try and figure it out this way and then go with the flow. So I'll be using 3.5 for the waistline. So I'll also double check to be sure I've got 5.5. Yes, I've got 5.5. The length of the skirt will be 14 inches. 14 here and 13 inches over here. So yeah, I've got 17.5 here. I'll do the same thing on here. I'll mark it 17.5. On this other end, I've got 17.5. I'll mark the same 17.5 here. I'll use the straight ruler to connect the lines before cutting it out. Right now, I have cut out here the waistline and the excess on both edges. Before I open the skirt, I would like to chalk here, and I'll tell you why at the end of the day. You can even give it a nudge on both ends, and I'll tell you why later on. Same on the waist. The next step is to position the two skirt layers in opposite direction. So I've got the first layer, and the reason why I chalked in this 4 angle where the 4 point of this, the second layer will be resting on these places I have just chalked. So yeah. So, and to get it right, I think you should just hold one and do it this way and just chalk it. So you know that this one will rest on here. So this point and this chalk will rest here. So I would just like to do same on both ends. What I need to do is to ensure that this connects to this, and just like that. The lines, yeah. So we've gotten this one. I'll use my pin and secure it like this, and we'll work on this one. I'll also use my pin. Look at the line to secure this one. Yeah, I have to shift it. To secure it. So just like that. I'll use the pin also. Use it also to secure this one. And the last but not the least is this one. As you're doing, you're also checking this part as well to see, and I'll show you. Look at it aligns. It aligns with it. And this is the very last part. So it aligns with it. So I'll secure it. So all I need to do now is to head straight to the sewing machine. I will sew it right round, and I will hem the tip of the skirt. So I'll just take them in this way, hem them with 1/2 inch. I have joined the 2-layer skirt. I've also hemmed the tip. I have cut a strip that is 4 inches in length. I'll be using 1.5 inches elastic, and I think it's important I 19 inches. At the end of the day, it will gather once we put this inside. The elastic I'm using is colored because that is what I have at the moment. But since it will be enclosed inside, so I'll just keep it by the side. Here, I'm combining a plain fabric with a net fabric. As we continue with the tutorial, you will see why I choose to add this net fabric on top of the plain fabric. So right now, I'll go over to the sewing machine. I'll sew all the edges and then attach it on the waist band. I have run the stitch on the waistband. So what I'll do now, I'll join it together. So the next thing I do is to get the middle notch up and down. Same here. And then this is the skirt. I'll be using this as the back, so I'll attach the band this way. I will open the sewing. So note the band where we have the net will come at the back. So at the end of the day, it will be like this. So take note. So I'll sew it right. I'll sew it at the back. I will sew it with 1/2 inch. Yeah. So this is the center. I'll just choke it like this and see what I'm doing. I also want to get the side, so I know it will help me when I'm facing the elastic right, the band. So I'll do the same thing. This is to ensure I get the side properly so that I balance the elastic properly as well. So because I don't want it to puff, I'll just run. I don't want it. So right now, this is the back of the skirt, the way I joined. Yeah, this is how it will look like. And then also so ensure when you're sewing it to check the back. This is the look of our double layered handkerchief skirt. As you can see, it's beautiful. And if you remember the previous tutorial I did on how to make a double layered bow tie, I'll be attaching this at this back of the skirt like this. So if you haven't watched this video yet, I encourage you to check it out. All I need to do is to use my needle and thread and tack this bow tie on this. Yeah, so but for now I'll be using my office pin. I hope you have found this video very helpful. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our sewing tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video by God's grace.